إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. Tonight inshallah ta'ala سنتذاكر حول أثر أو أثرين. We're not going to do the class, the usual class of الشمائل, but rather we want to inshallah ta'ala get some benefits together from one author, and if we have some time we may benefit together from another one inshallah ta'ala. الإمام الذهبي رحمه الله تعالى he mentioned in his beneficial book سير أعلام النبلاء he mentioned an author, and that جاء أو كتب رجل إلى عبد الله بن عمر رضي الله عنهما. That a man, he wrote to Abdullah ibn Umar, and you will find this, that the tabi'un, they used to seek advice from the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim. So this man, he wrote to Abdullah ibn Umar requesting something. قال أن اكتب إلي بالعلم كله. SubhanAllah. This man, what is his request from this noble companion? We know Abdullah ibn Umar, he was one of the ulama, the scholars amongst the Sahaba. What does this man want from him? He says, write to me all the knowledge. SubhanAllah. Write to me all the knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of Allah, the knowledge of the Prophet, knowledge of the Deen, tafsir, hadith, fiqh, akhlaq, aqidah, Arabic. It's amazing. He said, write to me the whole knowledge. What was the answer of Ibn Umar? Was 4 statements, 4 sentences. That's what he responded. He said to him, إن العلم كثير. I don't need it today. قال إن العلم كثير. He said to him, knowledge is a lot. You want me to write to you though all the knowledge of the deen? That's a lot. إن العلم كثير. I want you to pay attention because we're going to open the floor for you to participate, okay? قال ولكن إن استطعت أن تلقى الله يوم القيامة خفيف الظهر من دمائهم خميص البطن من أموالهم كافا لسانك عن أعراضهم لازما لأمر جماعتهم فافعل. So this man, he requested that this noble companion write to him the knowledge. All the knowledge. Write me all the knowledge. He said to him, knowledge is a lot. However, try your best while you're still in this life. Try that when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on Yawm al-Qiyamah, خفيف الظهر, don't burden yourself as related to the blood of the people. Anything that has to do with blood and killing and the like, be careful. خميس البطن من أموالهم. Likewise, he says, the second thing he advised him, likewise, when you stand in front of Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah, you should be that person who he oppressed the people as related to their wealth. So he's not don't be that person who oppressed the people as related to their blood. And you do not want to be that person who oppressed the people as related to their wealth and properties. And guarding your tongue, that's the third one, guarding your tongue as related to their honor. As related to their honor. And لازما لأمر جماعتهم, while holding firm to the jama'ah of the Muslimin. Allahu Akbar. So here Al-Imam Al-Dhahabi rahimahullah, he mentioned this in Siyar A'lam Al-Nubala. This man once again, كتب رجل إلى ابن عمر أن اكتب إلي بالعلم كله. This man, he wrote to Ibn Umar. What he requests? He says, write to me the entire knowledge. I want from you the companion of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, اكتب إلي بالعلم كله. And this is not the first time that you'll find something like this, that a man came to one of the companions and asked. Another example, and that's the one we want to deal with if we have time. جاء رجل إلى سلمان الفارسي رضي الله عنه فقال له أوصني. A man came to Salman al-Farisi, one of the great companions. The man said to him, advise me. You the companion. You've been amongst the companions and you lived in a time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Advise me. أوصني. قال لا تتكلم. Look at the advice he gave him. He said, don't talk. He said, advise me. He said, don't talk. فقال الرجل لا يستطيع من يعيش في الناس لا يتكلم. The man said to him, well, that's impossible for someone who live amongst the people to just be quiet all the time and don't talk. قال له إذن فتكلم بحق أو اسمت أو كما قال. He says, if this is the case, when you deal with the people and talk to them, say that which is true and that which is right, or be quiet. So here we have in this first athar that Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, salam wa rahmatullah, he said to this man, Inna al-ilma kathir. You request from me to write to you all the knowledge of the deen? So that's a lot. Knowledge is a lot. We have even in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ hadith, you have the hadith of the man who said, the Prophet ﷺ, Dullani an amalin. O Messenger of Allah ﷺ, direct me to a deed. If I do it, I will enter Al-Jannah and escape the hellfire. There's many examples, alhamdulillah, from the Sunnah and from the Athar of the Sahaba. So the companion Ridwanullahi alayhi, radiallahu anhu, Ibn Umar, he said to him, knowledge is a lot. However, he gave him this golden advice. If you can meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which you gotta try your best to do things in this life so that when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on Yawm al-Qiyamah, you don't have to face anyone as related to their blood. Number two, as related to their wealth. No oppressing anyone related to their wealth. Number three, guarding your tongue from slandering and backbiting and the like. And number four, holding firm to the jama'ah of the Muslims. طيب, let's open the floor right now. Well, what can you say? You want to elaborate on any of these points, inshallah ta'ala? Go ahead. Naam, Hussein. So you start with the last point. So you reverse the table. You reverse everything. Okay. No problem, because I didn't make no restrictions. So this says the Jama'ah is what? The Jama'ah is what the Muslims are upon. Those who are upon the Haqq. Those who are upon the Haqq, you hold on firm to the Jama'ah. You be with the Muslims, alhamdulillah. Now, ahsant. If they take this advice, subhanAllah, people will be saving themselves from being to have actually, or to have to deal with a lot of bloodshed in our times. Let's elaborate on the first advice. This one that Abdul Basit mentioned. What can you say about that? He said to him, لو استطعت أن تلقى الله خفيف الظهر من دماء الناس. Do your best that you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not burdening yourself, carrying this load, heavy load, which is the blood of the people. Now, as related to the blood. Yeah. What you said is correct, meaning a person should concern himself with matters that will benefit him and leave off matters that do not concern him. And that reminds me of the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, hadith number 12 in 40 hadith. والإمام النووي من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. نعم. But as related to the blood now and killing and murdering, and that's what the point is about now. No. Now, the Khawarij, this point has something to do with the Khawarij, because the Khawarij, one of their main characteristics is they kill the Muslims with no right. And they're the one that are going to stand in front of Allah with big burden, because they don't just kill one person or two. They massacre, and they rejoice that. The more they kill, the better for them. Now,
as Muslims, we should strive and to help each other for peace between Muslims and non-Muslims, and actually lesser of the evil that's happening all around each other, and take your part into helping peace.
see, we still with the blood. We want to, what you say is okay, but we still in the first point. Try to be when you meet Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah, your light when it comes to the blood of others. Naam, Nasir. Ahsant. Naam, that's what we're talking. That's what I'm looking for. So be that person that does not take part in the times of fitan and trials, whether with physically, by killing people, or also by, you should not be from those people who incite the killings. Not only those who killed, who goes with the blades or with the arms. What about those who on the minbar? Go do it, kill them. What about their writings? What about now in this time, all the gadgets and the messaging and WhatsApp and Twitter and Facebooks and all of these things? I know, you got to protect yourself. Be careful that you may say something and somebody understood from it that it's okay to kill that person or the other person. And that's what's happening. You think those people who are killing, they just get up one day and they were bloodthirsty. People, they get up thirsty and they get some coffee, they get tea, they get juice, they get water, right or wrong. But some people, they get up thirsty for blood. Who inside them? Something they've been watching all night. You see? Or something they read. Some khutbah they attend, some class, some gathering. That's why now it's okay for them to go and kill somebody. No, that's a good point. Now, we continue on this point and we move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. So what we understand from the first point is that, look, the issue of blood, killing people, that's a very, very serious matter. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whoever kill a soul with no right is as though he has killed what? All mankind. It's not easy. This is something serious. The dunya and all what's in it, for it to perish, that means nothing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's nothing compared to the blood of one believer that is spelled with no rights. SubhanAllah, these are serious texts. لَزَوَالُ الدُّنْيَا أَهْوَنْ. For this dunya and all what's in it to perish and be lost and destroyed, that's nothing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's more important than that? The shedding of the blood of a Muslim with no rights. So that's very serious. You need to understand that. Not just you listen to a clip or somebody send you a text message and before you know it, you want to go and kill somebody. Or you be thinking about killing somebody, no? And another point that I was hoping that I hear, that also what is being perpetrated in the name of Islam, in the name of jihad, in the name of Allah, has nothing to do with jihad and has nothing to do with the name of Allah. Jihad, yes, it is legislated, it is a noble act of worship. But if it's done according to the principles of Islam, not according to the teaching of the Khawarij and the Ikhwan al-Muslimin, Shaykh Muqbil rahimahullah ta'ala used to call them Ikhwan al-Mublisin, Ikhwan of the Shaitan. The Ikhwan al-Muslimin, the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, and them who are causing all of this fitan and trials because of their books and because of for years they've been promoting this. See, what's going on right now is just the result of years, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70 years of preaching and teaching of violence. Finally get to the stage, now they're acting upon it. They're killing people and the like. Now, somebody has his hand.
Because it's such taking the blood unjustly.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you hear that story when it's spoken to your brother is in a dispute with one
Or West Coast, or Northwest, Southeast. Don't say East Coast. Yes, anyway. Are you mean like sometimes people are a joke? I'm gonna kill you, man. That's different. But still, person should be careful. That's not what we're talking about. Sometimes the person they say, I'm gonna kill you, meaning like they surprise, right? What is the context when someone, a friend, sometimes a husband say to his, I don't know, to his wife or whatever. Right or wrong? People say to each other sometimes. You don't say to your wife, well, you're fresh. Give you a couple of years. No, may Allah protect you. Huh? Nah, you just get married. Nah, me neither. I never said that. Alhamdulillah, may Allah protect us. No, this is something else. You hear that they said, I'm going to kill you, man. But they just like, meaning, they just playing. But still, they shouldn't play with those things. Because if he said to him that and he get killed, man, they're going to come to him first. You said it. No, it was a joke. But it's reality now. So we don't joke with things like that. If that's the point, we don't joke like that, okay? No. أي نعم حياك الله حياة مفلس, the bankrupt person who will come on يوم القيامة. أي نعم. Okay, remind us, what was the first point that we were discussing right now? What is it? نعم. No, the first point. No, it's not. That was the third. That was the third one. No. Ahsant. Make sure that no blood should be on your what? On your back. You know. Not gonna wait, stand in Yawm al-Qiyamah and not even one person come and say, he killed me, oh Allah. That was him. Yeah. What about those who like hundreds, maybe thousands of people? It's very serious. What is the second advice? Who's the noble companion who advised that man? What's his name? The noble companion. Juma. What's his name? I asked a question. That's why you're raising your hand, right? To answer my question? You're raising your hand for something else. Put it down until we pass this question. I asked a question. What was the name of this noble companion who is giving these advices to this man? Nah, Malik. Abdullah ibn Umar. Write down. Those who don't know, write it down. What do you have this pen and pencils for? This is the advices of this noble companion, Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma. So what is the second advice he gave him? Second advice, na'am. Ahsant. Likewise, you want to stand in front of Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and nobody should come after you. Why? He got my property, he got my money, he got this, he cheated me, he took my money with no right. Alright, I supposed to say, I give you some hints now. Now, what do you understand from this point? Naam Hussein? And one of the things is the hadith that people on Yawm al-Qiyamah, they will be asked about certain things, and one of them is your wealth. How did you get this wealth? No. No, that's one of the points. That's an example, a good example. If somebody is entrusted with orphans, they died, they didn't reach the age of puberty yet, the age that allowed them to get their properties, they're still minor, but somebody is put in charge of that wealth. If he does not fear Allah as related to that, then on Yawm al-Qiyamah, there's going to be a big problem. Some people, they're like, these are kids, they don't know what's going on, and he's go ahead and devour everything. But rather, if a person, before he assumed that responsibility and take on that responsibility, they should learn. It's not like the first question is like, all right, how much money we're talking about? $1 million. Oh yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, I care for those kids, man. They like my children, better than my children, because the money now, money. Somebody says like couple $100. Yeah, I'm busy, man. Find somebody else. I find you somebody. But it should be the other way around. When it's like a lot of money, it's like, look, man, you got the wrong person, man. I'm trying to protect myself here. Yeah, go find somebody else. All right? Now, what else? What can you say? Khalil.
Pay zakat on your wealth.
Ahsan, that's a very good understanding. Well, okay, now explain to me how that paying zakat al-mal has to do with a person oppressing others in their wealth. How you explain that?
You should oppress yourself first.
No, we're talking about oppressing others.
Because Allah knows best that the zakat al-mal is for the benefit of others.
Ahsant. No, that's very good fiqh. Those who don't pay zakat, not only they oppressing themselves, but also they oppressing others. Why? Because they preventing others that Allah has made it a right for them to get the zakat, but He's depriving them. So that's a very good point. I know, because He has zakat, He has to give that wealth, whatever the case is, or livestock, but He don't care. Now He's oppressing the poor, the needy, and those people whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated for us, and you can check the ayah 60 in Surah 9. Ayah 60 of Surah At-Tawbah. Now, very good point. Now, Ahsant, stay away from haram too. Don't help people with usury and riba, and don't consume it yourself. What else? Naam. We're talking about oppressing others. Because that's oppressing oneself, yes, understand that. But let's focus on oppressing, because that's what the advice is. Do not stand in front of Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah while you're oppressed others in this dunya as related to their wealth. No.
Selling goods that you know are damaged that you
I'm cheating the people, for instance, and deceiving them, like cheating and deception. Now, ahsant, somebody who borrow money, but he don't care. Now they have to find him, playing hide and seek. Couldn't find him because he ran from a state to another state. You see? La, you borrow money. If you need to borrow money, don't just keep borrowing, make it difficult for you. You borrow in a need, but then you have to be sincere. Because those people, they just do you a favor, akhi. Right or wrong. And especially sometimes those people, they give you something that they needed themselves. Not everybody who lends somebody is rich. That's why sometimes people, you go to them, say, akhi, look, can I borrow $1,000? They're like, when you bring it back? They says, give me a year. They says, no, because I need it. I have it, but I need it in 6 months from now. If you're able to pay me back in 6 months, here is right there. And that person should be honest, not should be greedy. 6 months, I'm going to give it to you in a couple of weeks. All his concern, he wants to get the money. No, he should say, akhi, no, I can't. Because I told you, it's 1 year. Don't take that money, go to somebody else. Tell him, Jazakallah khairan, akhi, but I don't think I can pay you in 6 months. Because that person need that money in 6 months. Maybe his mother is getting an operation. His daughter is getting married in 6 months and he need that money. For whatever the case is. So he's like, okay. So if a person is able now, if he's not, say, Jazakallah khair, keep your money. I'm going to go to another brother. And he keep looking until he finds somebody with that. People greedy. He just want to like take the money. I know, Jazakallah khair. What is the third advice? Because we're running out of time here. No? You're asking me now? I thought I'm the one who asked the question. Whose tongue? My tongue, not yours, because yours is straight. And when I said whose tongue, he says mine.
Regarding my tongue.
Why you switch the answer? Now everybody. So it was me first, then you, then everybody. Astaghfirullah. No, I got you. I got you. Right? You with me? I got him? I ain't getting nobody, man. Come on. We're talking about guarding the tongue. Come on. Naam, yes. Guarding your tongue. كافا لسانك عن أعراض الناس. نعم. He reminds us of the hadith. Whoever believes in Allah on the last day should say that which is good or be silent. Now, the wasiyah of Salman, the advice that Salman will read to you. He said to that man, don't talk. Naam, Jabir. Ahsan, don't say anything haram. But listen, here is about, not just about the tongue, like, that's a vast topic. But now he was giving advice to that man, and he said to him, also guard your tongue from oppressing others. So how a person oppress others? How? Now, ahsan, by backbiting. So you think just two brothers standing in one corner, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, that person, he's going to like, subhanallah, face them on Yawm al-Qiyamah. They think that he didn't hear us, nothing happened. Yeah, but the angels wrote down everything. No. Don't slander people. Don't backbite the people. Don't slander the people. Naam, Ibrahim. To respect your elders when they tell you sit down and listen. Ahsant. Very good. Because that's disrespect, yes. Somebody is taking notes, mashallah. Good. Now, Usman? Huh? Talking bad? To who? To your parents. Ahsan, that's a very important point. Talking bad to one's parents. Now. Ahsan, falsely accusing people. He's this, she's that, he's that, she's that. No proof whatsoever. Iyadu billah. Naam, Abdullah. You're Abdullah Ibrahim? Ibrahim. Who's Abdullah? That's you, Abdullah. I always confuse you too. Just the names. Go ahead, Ibrahim. No lies. Ahsant. Don't lie to people. Naam, what? When what? Ahsant. Naam, you don't lie. That's another thing. You don't lie at the people. That's oppressing. You lie against them, you lie to them. Naam. Ahsant. Shahadatul Zur. Don't just somebody because he's your friend or he's your family, you're going to go and witness against somebody with no right. Just because he's your friend, say, come here, look. He's going to go to the teacher and he's going to tell him that I hate him, but you're my friend, right? Yeah, we're friends. What do you want me to say? Say he didn't do it. And that's very bad. You don't say, listen, Akhi, that's what make us friends. You did it, I saw you. And because I am your best friend, I'm going to tell you, fear Allah, go apologize to that person. And if he talks to the teacher, don't lie. Say, yes, I hate him. Why? I don't know what I was thinking. I'm wrong. Yes, that's very wrong. I apologize. You see, that's a good friend. Good friend, don't lie. Naam, Abdullah. Don't oppress people. MashaAllah, that's very good. Nah. Hussein? Namima, tell Koreans, you're going to come talk to this one and hear it and take it to the other one and take this to the other one and cause big fitna. Now everybody looking for everybody. People coming for Asr and people waiting outside, waiting for him. Is he here? No, he'll here. He better be here. Because he want to fight with him. Astaghfirullah. Now, what is the fourth? Still have something to add? تفضل. Huh? Ahsant, like in Surah Al-Hujurat. Don't belittle people as related to their color or the country they come from or the way they talk or the way they look. Don't belittle people. Naam. Huh? Don't steal from each other's? What that has to do with the tongue? What that has to do with it? We're not talking about oppression. We're talking about a specific oppression that is done by the tongue. No. Huh? How? By beating them? Or how are you going to use your tongue to harm people? Give me an example. Tough one? It's easy. By lying against them, by slandering them, right? Calling them names. No. What is that? Say what he says. That's, wait. The octopus sting you in the tongue? I don't know. We leave that like that. طيب نعم محمد. Ahsan, don't speak with no knowledge and teaching people shirk, oppressing people, calling them to shirk. Very good point. Calling them to bid'ah and innovations and falsehood. Fourth point, because we're running out of time. Fourth or the third? No, the one we're dealing with, the third or the fourth? Third? No, the fourth. We dealt with the blood, we dealt with the wealth, and the tongue. What third? I'm looking for the fourth, I mean. Yes, the fourth one, right? Or the third? Why is it the third for you? What is the second, the first two? We covered. And the tongue. Yes, but I'm looking for the next one. The fourth, sense. Now, what is the fourth one? The fourth advice. Huh? Hold on to the jama'ah. What does it mean, hold on to the jama'ah? Jama'ah tabligh? When they come, you go with them? That's what you mean? Most definitely doesn't mean that. It does not mean that, okay? Naam Jabir, what does it mean, hold into the jama'ah? Or you want to ask a question? Why you raise your hand? Huh? A benefit. Go ahead. Huh? Don't speak without knowledge. Ahsan, that was for the third point. Naam, don't speak without knowledge. Naam. No.
To help your Muslim brother and to keep to help him what's good and you can help him to stay away what is bad.
No. Stick to the sunnah. No. Learn about the Sunnah and stick with the people of Sunnah. Naam. Teach people Sunnah? Okay, somebody else? Naam. Huh? That's one good point. Don't separate yourself from the Jama'ah of the Muslims. Stay with them. That's a very good point. You gotta stick and don't separate yourself from the Jama'ah. Now, Ahsant. If somebody from your Muslim brothers doing something bad, remind them, as Hassan said, so they can stay in the Jama'ah. Good Jama'ah, good people. Now, tell the Jama'ah to spread the Iman, knowledge. You tell the Jama'ah, all of them. MashaAllah, ya Mufti, MashaAllah. Ahsan, that's a very good point. Meaning giving advice. Tell the people to learn knowledge and spread the knowledge, because that's what's going to strengthen the Jama'ah. Walking away? Walking away. Walking away from what? From those people who tell you to stay away from Jama'ah, right? That's a very good point. I know. If somebody come tell you, look, this Jama'ah ain't nobody, come with us, should walk away. In this case, you walk away. Now, what else? Akhina? Ahsant, another good point. You live in a Muslim country, they have a Muslim ruler, you have to apply the ahadith. That's how you're going to stay with the Jama'ah. Like Muhammad says, by applying the Sunnah, but that was a general statement. Now the brothers, Allah khair, he break it down for us. What Sunnah? You have to apply the ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ in relate to the Jama'ah. From them is the ruler. You have to obey the ruler, the Muslim ruler, in ma'roof, in that which is good. What else? Naam. Ahsant. You speak good about and making dua for the rulers. Naam. Ahsant. Naam. To keep the Jama'ah. While you're with them, you don't oppress them. You don't oppress your Muslim brothers. Naam. Nasir. Ahsant. Allahu Akbar. Staying away from anything that may lead to division. Anything that may split the Jama'ah, the unity of the Muslims. Don't do that. And that's a very, very good point. Anything that will bring dissension and weaken the Jama'ah and divide the Jama'ah, you should not be the first one to put it out there. You should not put it out there, period. Not allowed to be the first one who started it. And what else? And that's what's going to help us to stay together is, as Abdullah says, to get knowledge. Ibrahim, right? To get knowledge, and that knowledge should be taken from the ulama of Ahlus Sunnah. Now, Ahsant, sticking to the methodology of the three first generations, the Sahaba, Tabi'in, and Atba' Tabi'in. Why are you doing this? Keep in mind that Allah is Al-Raqib. They are ever watching over you. Now, what else? Nasir said a very good point. He says, stay away from anything that may cause harm to the Jama'ah, whether by weakening that Jama'ah of the Muslims, or causing chaos between them, bringing enmity and hatred, division, splitting, fighting. Stay away from all of that. Somebody give me points like this, but I'm looking for something. I'm not going to give you more. Now. Naam. Naam. What else? I know, that's another thing. Never ever speak publicly about the faults of the ruler, because rulers, they're not perfect. They're not prophets and messengers. They have their shortcomings, but you advise them between you and them. It is not from the things that keep the jama'ah together when an imam get on a minbar and start talking about the ruler of Egypt, or Saudi and Yemen, Morocco, Pakistan and Tunisia and all of them together, Senegal and Gambia and Muslims, No, that's not good. That's what the Ikhwan, they do, the Ikhwan Mublisin and Qutbiyin and Takfiriyin and Khawarij, and that's what they do. They speak ill about the rulers. And why? Because their agenda is political one. They just want to use the masses of the people to overthrow those rulers and to get their spots. That's their main plan. They don't care about nobody being upon the sunnah or nothing. They just want, they give those powerful, they said it, like the Ikhwan Muslimin, for example, in a certain Muslim country, they said, look, this Friday, it's all about the mistakes of the ruler. They write it down on the internet and they write books about it for years. So when the people now, they see that they fed up with their ruler, that's it, now they give some powerful khutbahs and tell them, okay, after Jumu'ah, all of you go to the hashtag square. All right? And go do your things. But still I'm looking for something that I don't want to tell you, because if I tell you, the hint is going to be easy. Now, Darda? Huh? Mudaharat. What do you mean mudaharat? Demonstration. What about them? No demonstrations, of course. Those demonstrations are not from Islam. Now, listen. Nasir said that you should stay away from anything that may split the jama'ah. In the same way you should what?
You should cling to the Jama'ah. So you should also make your prayers in the Jama'ah.
All right. Nasir said you should stay away from anything that weaken, harm, split the jama'ah. So you should So
Warn against the demon groups that will
he was knocking at the door, and you take him away from the door. He was knocking, and he said, "Hey, come here, wrong house." But he was standing in front of the right house. All right. Nasir said, once again, you should stay away from anything that may weaken the jama'ah of the Muslims, the body of the Muslims, yet to cause havoc and chaos and turmoil and fighting. So, ahsant, Allahu Akbar. That's what I was looking for. So therefore, in the same way, you stay away from, that's what you meant, right? Allahu Akbar. I know, that's why I just want to hear it from somebody else. Now, that's the same thing. The same way, you stay away from anything that may weaken the Muslims, cause problems between them and fight, chaos, turmoil, fitan, trial, separation, division. Now you have to do whatever you can within your ability from those things that are legislated for us to keep the Muslims together, stronger, loving one another, caring about one another, helping one another. I know. Now, when the ulama of Ahl-Sunnah, when they talks about holding to the jama'ah of the Muslims, likewise they say a person should stay away from, this is how you hold on to the jama'ah and be a good member in that jama'ah, good Muslim. Because this is your jama'ah. This is the jama'ah that Allah has chosen for you. This is the jama'ah that Allah has ordered us to be with. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. Hey, so we should, same way we stay away from anything that may bring harm to this jama'ah, to the Muslims in general, whatever the Muslims are. should care about the Muslims. Anything that may bring trials, tribulation, weaken them in any way, or cause them to hate one another, or to divide themselves or their ranks, but some people don't care. Sometimes you find one person or two, they were the cause of the division of a community. A community was doing good, mashallah, learning, powerful, just one person. It takes one person. Instead of the people say, Taqillah ya akhi. Why you want to divide us? Yeah, didn't you say what he... Go to him and advise him. Why are you talking to me? Why are you spreading this namima and riba? Go talk to the imam, akhi. I'm not the imam. Why are you talking to me about the imam? You see? But it takes knowledge to do this. It takes knowledge. It's not just anybody going to do that. Rather, with the ignorant people, they're like, oh man, you took that from my tongue, akhi. You steal it from me. I was thinking about the same thing. Who is he to say that? You still don't know who is he? The imam of the masjid who teach you, who teach your children. You still don't know his position. No respect for him. And even if he make a mistake, so how are we going to deal with that mistake? And what is the nasiha? What is the advice? What is the good way to go by? It's very important. Not only communities, families too. Countries, turmoil now. All of this, some of our dearest among the Muslims who are fighting for their lives, and countries are destroyed and economy is destroyed and they are weakened. Look now, Libya still fighting. Yemen, Egypt, Iraq, Syria, and before them, look, Somalia, for how many years now? SubhanAllah. Because there are people who don't care about the Muslims. They have political agendas, they want to get to the power, and they don't care what happened to Muslims. The Muslims die, burn, get weak, they don't care as long as they try to get to the power. And they use powerful khutbahs and powerful statements and lectures, and they cry. When they talk about they cry like they really care about the Muslims. They don't care about non-Muslims. If they are, do they care about the Muslims more than the Prophet ﷺ? Are they more merciful to the people than the Prophet ﷺ? Prophet ﷺ, he told them, look, if you see from the ruler this and this and this, don't fight the ruler. Not good for you. Just be patient. Be patient. Turn to Allah. Ask Allah your rights. But give that tyrant ruler his rights, which is don't go against him and talk bad about him on a manabir. Why? Because it doesn't bring no good. So if the Prophet ﷺ says the tyrant ruler who oppress you, yes, he has a lot of wealth, but you don't get no wealth, there is oppression. Prophet ﷺ, he says, don't go against him. Ikhwan Muslimin, go against him. So who you listen to? Muslims, masakeen, wallahi. If the Prophet ﷺ tell you, listen, be patient until you meet me on the Hawd. You see that? Be patient. If you die poor, die oppressed, as long as you apply the sunnah as related to how you deal with the ruler, you will meet me by the Hawd. So how are you going to leave this promise of the Prophet ﷺ and listen to some ikhwani on Jumu'ah says, go against the ruler, bring your wife, mother, grandmother, children, list all of us going to be in downtown right after Jumu'ah. I got a job, forget about a job. It's more important than your job. More important than the kids, more important than safety, more important than anything else, their lives and their blood. And then they go there. And the ahadith are clear, akhi. Clear. Stay home. Do not take part in the fitna. Jahl, masakin people. Dunya. They just want the dunya in any way. Look, those people who before now in Libya or like in Syria or whatever they were, and they wants they listen to these criminals, and they get them out. They were complaining. They want some little bit raise. They want to raise in the salaries. Now what? There is no salaries to begin with. No salaries. No salaries. They want the prices of bread and milk and gasoline to go down. Now they're like quadrupled. They couldn't even find food. They're afraid for their lives, for their honor, because they didn't apply the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So Allah salam al afiyah. That's why it's important to learn the deen. Emotions are not, you be emotional, it doesn't matter. Like when the ulama, they say, look, obey the ruler, even if he beat your back and take your wealth. That doesn't mean that they praise the ruler or they like the ruler. They just telling you what to do. Now the Ikhwan Muslimin, they says, no. Those ulama, they work for the ruler. They don't work for the ruler. They're just saying what the Sunnah said. No, they tell you that ruler has violations, but how we deal with him? This is what the Sunnah tells us. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. That's what we're going to do. Aina. The Jama'ah is very important. And this plays in all ratios, because not only in big countries, in the communities too. Ahlul Bid'ah sometimes, and the people of desire, they don't like when they see community thriving, mashallah, and doing good, as long as that community are upon the haqq, not upon hizbiyah. Not upon hizbiyah, upon the sunnah, upon the manhaj al-salaf. Some people, they're not going to like it. The Ikhwanis, Qutbis, Sororis, they're not going to like that. And they're going to try to infiltrate between the ranks of the Salafis and the people who cling to the Sunnah. And they're going to, like at first, for months or whatever, give them the like, we are upon Sunnah, and cause a lot of problems, to cause fights between them. We ask Allah to protect us and the Muslims. Ameen. Sallallahu wa sallam ala Muhammad ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.